Chapter 1. When God Seems Silent. O Lord, how long shall I cry for help, and you will not hear? Or cry to you violence, and you will not save? Habakkuk chapter 1, verse 2. I was born with great eyesight. In fact, my doctor tells me it's better than great. Great vision is 20/20 vision, but I've got 20/15 vision, meaning I can see all the tiny little letters right down to the bottom of the chart. Sadly, this underwhelming little superpower of mine does not translate into all forms of sight. For example, while I have a good deal of leadership insight, I never feel as though I see as clearly as I wish. Relational insight fares even worse, as the nature of other people's emotions often comes across to me like an untranslated ancient language, only decipherable through strenuous effort to see. I probably talk to God most about my relationships, my marriage, my family, and my church relationships. So many times I have found myself sprawled out on the floor before God, praying for wisdom, understanding, and healing after an argument with my wife, an unkind word to my kids, or an unwise turn of phrase to one of our church members. And for years it seemed like all I got back was silence. I could see my problem with 2015 clarity. I needed God's help with my emotions or with some relationship, but I couldn't hear anything from God. So why doesn't God answer? Have you been there? Have you yet lived long enough to experience a soul-crushing silence from heaven, despite your fervent supplications? Have you yet journeyed through a kind of suffering that made you ask God, how long am I going to have to deal with this? Only to be met with an answer that, if it's being given at all, you certainly cannot hear. If you haven't yet, please allow me to prophesy over you. You will. In fact, in a promise from Jesus that doesn't make its way onto too many coffee cups or Christian tattoos, he states that in this life you will suffer. John chapter 16, verse 33. At some point in your journey with God, it is very likely that he will feel far away and unresponsive to your prayers. Yeah, I know. You probably didn't like that last line. And neither do I. No one does. Especially Habakkuk.